Chicago kind of screwed up right now. Their migrant population is swelling to like 34,000. Mayor Brandon Johnson asked the suburban mayors for help, as if you check out the governor of Illinois right now and check out some of the articles, they're literally begging the Texas guys to please stop sending migrants over, because for each one they send over, they actually have to house them. And people also are really asking themselves, why did Chicago ever become a sanctuary city? Why do they have to do this? Why did they have to take in almost 40,000 people? I mean, if they took in about 3,000 and helped them out, I'm sure many people would have been very happy about it. But when you have almost 40,000 people in such a short amount of time, and now the Chicago's migrant population is sweeping into the city, suburban cities, you now have people being very angry. Okay, hundreds of people are now being dropped off to the surrounding areas of Chicago in the past few weeks and months, and it seems like a lot of these smaller suburban communities, they kind of can't take in this many people. You know, some of the suburbs are taking maybe 50 to 100. That's fine. I think they could actually deal with that. But when you start adding like 500, 700, 800, 1,000, 1,500 people in these super small little towns, I don't really think these little towns to take in that many people. And that's why I'm saying people are pretty frustrated about this. In fact, nearly 70% of all Chicago voters are unhappy with the mayor's job on the migrant crisis. And the disapproval ratings are sky high right now. They're like, okay, why did you take in this many people in the first place? You took in this many people, spending all the tax dollars on it, and now everyone is going broke. And Chicago already has a lot of homelessness, crime, and violence. I mean, it is called Chirac for a reason. People are saying that you could have spent those hundreds of millions on maybe improving the city and maybe making the crime a lot less. Maybe opening up some, grocery stores for the food deserts in the south side of Chicago. But nah, you spent it all on the migrant crisis, something that the city really didn't have to go all out for. And if you check out the migrant crisis, the deadline is being extended on a constant basis, but eventually it's going to have to end. We're already seeing the first evictions of migrants from shelters. Okay, but the reason why they're evicting people is new people keep coming in. So they evict the old people, and guess where the old migrants go? On the streets. Chicago literally has no plan about this. They're like, okay, let's just take in probably almost 70,000 people by the end of the year at this rate. And they don't have no shelters. They're not building any more shelters. And they're probably paying a few hotels here and there to house these migrants, but most of these migrants will be homeless. They will be on the streets. And now Mayor Brandon Johnson's like, you know what? How about you house some of these migrants? I know it's not your problem, but you could still do it anyway. It's not your problem at all, but house the migrants for us. And this is what's making everyone really mad, especially in the suburban communities. In fact, some of these suburban mayors didn't even show up to some of these meetings because they're so opposed to the scenario. Everyone's very, very angry about this situation here. And if you look at this, Chicago provides 300 meals a week to non-citizen migrants, among other services. And most of the homeless citizens in Chicago are basically forgotten about. Hospitals and public services are literally on the brink of collapse right now because of the amount of people coming in. And even hardcore Democrats right now are literally suing the Democratic Party for housing migrants. People are saying that their malls and their stores are literally being taken over and turned into just migrant shelters, which is not great. And this is why people are getting so frustrated about the situation. Let's see what happens next. Hopefully Chicago could somewhat manage this, because right now it doesn't seem great for the Windy City.